down low. The 79 gets caught up in it just at the very end. The 67 though, and Nathan Stanley makes it on through free and clear. He, Paul Ferdiani, and Larry Dickerson having a drag race down in the for one last attack, getting underneath him, not quite able to make it stick, having to lift once again. Oh, into exit of turn number 4, down onto the front straightaway here. Who's gonna win it with the drag race? It's gonna be Timothy Pope. First 3 and 4, 751 with a hefty lead here, about a half a car length as the one gets up into the wall with a run down. 200 feet. It's going to be a close one across the line. Garrett Welsh made it 3 wide on the far outside lane, picking up spots left and right here as everybody fighting for every single spot we go. Coming across the line, white flag. So here we go, final lap. And welcome into some Sunday night racing action where we got to see some great racing in the real life world of NASCAR. Well, we get some bonus action here tonight as the Numb Thumbs Racing League takes on the treacherous track here at Talladega. High speeds abound in the preseason. They've done a few preseason races. First one being broadcasted, but that's okay because things get all kicked off for realsies starting up next week. But first here tonight, we get ourselves a shakedown, a throwdown as we get all launched up and ready to head on down there for qualifying. Let's get things all started off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. Of course, as always, we have to say a big thank you over there to Track Bar Media for that fantastic promo intro video. I don't know what any of these buttons do anymore because it's like the first time coming back into into like a room that you hadn't been in forever. You're wondering what's going on. Well, that's kind of like what we're at here tonight. Race really not too sponsored here. It's just a big thank you to all the sponsors for the upcoming season that we'll get to starting off here next week. But as always, I'm Alan Brown, and I am joined by two of my best friends here, one of which, Mr. Alan English, joining me here in the broadcasting booth. And we got ourselves a pretty fun race, 60 laps here at Talladega, Alan, and it's gotta get things all kicked off somehow and get to know all your fellow drivers, and what better way to do it than with some kind of extra bonus free racing.
Now, what better way to kind of preview what we're going to see? We're going to be racing at a lot of these big tracks, big 2.5 mile, 2 2/3 mile tracks. It's going to be a blast. There are a couple of other tracks that are going to be mixed into the schedule. I saw Atlanta on there. I saw Texas on there. So there's going to be more than just Talladega, Daytona. You know, like you see with some of the super speedway leagues, that's all they run. So these guys are going to ISS too. So we're going to see a lot of auto clubs on there as well. So we're going to see a lot of cool racing at a bunch of different tracks. But this is the monster, right? This is the monster of all super speedways. It's the widest. It's the longest. And these guys in these Gen 6 cars, they're going to be running fast out here and running tight. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what the season has in store. But as you said, tonight, just exhibition. Driver DW said, hey, drivers, this is a chance for you guys to get to know each other and see how each other race. So it's kind of more like a meet and greet.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were not done there, but
sorry,
that's
man.
right.
No,
I'm
I
like,
ended abruptly there.
What do they say? Don't end on a. I don't know. There's some English rule of don't end on a preposition or something like. I have no idea. I went to public school, man. I don't know.
So did I, man.
Well, either way, down there on pit road, ready for all the great action down there is Mr. Adam Turner. And Adam, new season, which means new drivers, new faces, new rivalries, new anger, all ready to be kind of spilled out on the racetrack here.
Yeah, it is kind of weird being back with Dumb Thumbs guys. It seems like forever since we've done one of these races. So I guess this will be our practice race and their practice race as well. Try to figure this thing out. I know we're going to have a good season because we're doing super speedway stuff here, and they always bring the good drivers. I see some familiar names, but I see some I don't know about. Hopefully those new guys are full of hate and anger, so we can have maybe some pit fights and arguments. Maybe somebody just storm out and quit, all of a sudden, call somebody a name and then threaten somebody to come to their state and beat them and their children up. Yeah, we've had that happen before, which was awesome. Not in this league, but probably one of my most memorable iRacing things was when that guy threatened an entire family. He was going to come across state lines and take them all out.
Minor child, yeah.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. So let's have a little bit of fun tonight. I think that's what we're going to do. What's interesting here, one fast repair, 80% fuel, 3 sets of tires. You get 25 incident points, you're going to be disqualified. And you'll start getting penalties at 18 incident points. So we'll see if that comes into play. The track is about super hot, 121. I don't think it matters here. They get too much. What do y'all think?
Ooh, that's
going to hurt them in the braking zones too, isn't it? When they're coming down to pit lane, it's going to be a hot track. It's going to be slick.
It's gonna be it's one of those kind of oxymorons where it gets hot and suddenly the track turns to ice. But either way, some beautiful racing weather here tonight. Sunshine in the sky as these drivers, other than the high track temp, really not going to face too many problems here today. We're going to down to tonight's key to the race, and man, it's just a new season. Got to get things all started off. Kick off some of that rust. You got to get everything all working back together. And now, when I say that, like, most of these guys have been racing in the off season the entire time, and they're gonna be okay. But yeah, it's always nice to just get a feel for what the season might hold.
Well, and it's going back to this car, right? Going back to this Gen 6 car. So a lot of the guys used to maybe next gen, with the extra gear, different handling, different horsepower packages and stuff. And now that we're going back to this this old school kind of drivetrain and everything, they're going to have to really watch it. Another place where the hot track's going to come into play is when you're accelerating off the pit lane. When you're running down there on that apron that doesn't have any banking on it, grip is your friend right there with cold tires. So these guys are going to have to be careful when they're coming back out of the pits. We've seen that before in a couple of leagues where guys will get a little too antsy coming out of the pits and they'll slide up above that yellow line and cause some problems.
Yeah, I'm just kind of thumbing through the field here. I see Muleburger Custom Homes has got several cars out there tonight. That's cool to see. They're different paint schemes, but they all have the same logo. Pretty cool. Kevin Winker, Joshua Moore, and some others there. I think it's going to be fun to see all these guys kind of get together from, I think some are from different leagues, some are from last year. And it's a great place to start too. Super Speedway. I mean, come on. This is where you can go from chump to champ in no time.
Hey, you
Well,
ain't kidding.
Yeah, look over there in the YouTube chat. We already got a bunch of people joining us over there. Warthog 21D said, let's go race it. Harmonator 76 is here, ready to watch this race. Earl Evans says, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Saying, what's up, sponsors? Thank you for being here, Earl. Let's see. Tim Stubbfield's on family vacation. He wishes he was racing, though. But he'll see us next week out here on the track. Enjoy your vacation there, Tim. It's going to be a long season. You'll get plenty of racing in. KW42, Kevin Winker out there, ready to get the new season kicked off tonight for Plus EV Racing. That's their team out there. Lions Pride, let's see what the 25 machine can do out there tonight. They'll be watching. Beverly Raps pulling for Joshua Moore in the 51. Shoe Goo saying, good luck crossing over the Canadian border to get me in the 98. Let's see. Joel Moore, good evening. Let's go number 51. Also pulling for Josh Moore. Jeremy Stanley pulling for Dustin and Jeremy out there, the 38 and the 60 cars, respectively. Let's see. Josh Kelleher says, good luck. Have fun. You're going to have to be patient out there. That's one of the names of the game out here. Albert Anderson's with All-Star Racing now, and his team is out there ready to go, he says. Mike Adamson, the 89 team for All-Star. Let's see. And Albert got some fans out there. Joel Moore pulling for the 18 as well, so... looks like we got about 20 seconds left in the qualifying session.
Yeah,
So that's a good sign. That's a good sign. We got all the people already chatting it up. Let's make this happen.
That's awesome,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah, we absolutely love it. If we do ask though, if you are enjoying this content and all that, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell as we go live 5 nights a week. And you're not going to want to miss a single second of the great race and action that we're going to have in store for y'all here in the next upcoming season. As looks like here we go. Practice is done, and we head on down to tonight's first starting grid. Let's go ahead and check these guys on out here in just 1 second. There we go. As we get things all started off with the guy who knows how to qualify up there at the front, it's going to be the 18, Joshua Moore, getting things all kicked on off there. 329, Albert Anderson, America's driver, is going to get things started on the outside of that front row here in second. Jeremy Stanley, one of those new names that we're getting to know here tonight. Number 60 starting here tonight in third. Captain of Team America over in another league, but here tonight, racing for Plus EV Motorsports, 42, Kevin Winker, starting here in fourth. Fifth will be the 98 of Canada's own Connor Leach, starting in that top 5 position. 00, Joe Bennett, the Florida man, trying to get things kicked on off here. Will with a good 6th place starting position. 38 of Dustin Logston has a pretty interesting starting spot here in 7th. Not quite in the front, but not quite in kind of the back, just right there in the middle, still up there inside that top 10. 53, Jeremiah Burke joining us here this season as well, getting a good starting spot tonight in 8th. 9th will be the 3 of Skylar Herod, having a pretty interesting, it is interesting, but a pretty good starting spot up there in that side, that top 10 in 9th. With the 44 of Jed Presley, another new name we haven't seen here yet. He's going to get that final top 10 starting position.
Yeah, the big boss man there, the number 1 of Derek Welch, will start in 11th place. 12th will be Dylan Bryant in the 8 machine. 78 of Christopher Jordan starts in 13th place. 14th will be Chuck Kiger in the 22. And hey, guys, if we're saying your name wrong, please send us a message. Let us know, or let somebody know over in the admin channel. We're all in the Discord over there. So drop us a line. Let us know how to properly say your name. Paul Ferdiani in the 33 will start 15th. 16th will be Dave Coburn in the 26. 21 of Tom Wilson will start 17th. 18th will be Scott Milner in the 31. Chris Klein in the 51 starts inside row number 10. And outside row number 10 and rounding out your top 20, the 9 of Thomas Welch.
All right, I'm going to go fast because, we're going to start this thing soon. 72, Matt Layton, he'll start 21st. Double nickel, Tom Bears, 22nd. 73, Josh Kelleher, 23rd. Lucas Lyons in the 25 car, 24th. Nick Biddy, 32. He'll start 25th. 19, Brandon Coleman, 26th. Anthony Williams in the 5. He'll start 27th. 6th, Joe David, 28th. Nathan Stanley, 29th. Michael Adamson in that 89 car. He'll be 30th. 69, Larry Dickerson, 31st. Mark Collins to the 23 machine. He'll start 32nd. 88, Tate Cawthorn, 33rd. Robert Edgerton in the 20 machine, 34th. AJ Angelista, 35th in the 005. 39, Brian Doty. And Tristan Cotton round it out.
Man, we had to give Adam all the hard names there, didn't we?
Yeah, he had Evangelista.
Yeah,
That's
I
a long one.
I can read, guys. Barely.
Oh, you found your glasses?
Yeah, I got my glasses. So
Angry Tacos Network is pulling for
Uh-oh.
AJ out there. So
Angry Tacos Network. That
good luck
sounds
to
fun.
the 005. I like it.
But either way, that is your starting field here tonight as we get things all locked and loaded with that pace car driving down onto pit lane now as we speak. Of course, the one thing we love here about Talladega is that extra couple hundred of yards that they have to do here in this tri-oval to get things all started off and finished off. As here they come, the field being led by Joshua Moore and Albert Anderson into that Geico restart zone for the first time. Side by side we go, green flag racing for the first time here tonight. Side by side they shuffle and bustle on down into turns 1 and 2. The outside line with Albert Anderson getting a big run, big push there from, it looks like, the 42 of Kevin Winker. Got a good solid line underneath, though, in that bottom line for the 18 of Joshua Moore. But there goes that 329 with some help from that 42. Mega speed, mega push here. This is one of the first races that we've actually really seen in these Gen 6 cars here in quite a while. It's mainly been the trucks and the ARCA cars here, but here tonight we're getting some good old plate track racing here in these old, well, I can't even say too old, but in these Gen 6 Cup cars here that these guys have flying around here, approaching 195 miles an hour as they complete lap number 1. The 42 Kevin Winker out there in the lead as the Aflac machine of Albert Anderson dives on down onto that bottom lane, allowing that top sign to gather up a little bit more momentum. 00 Joe Bennett sitting pretty good there in that second row right now as he continues to push that second lane here up at the front. 53 Jeremiah Burke working his way on up there as well. As these guys, they're looking pretty good as we get the Lazy Susan in full effect.
Yeah, Jeremiah Burke, that 53 paint, that's a old throwback scheme for David Pearson in his old Ford Torino. So very cool to see the 53 in the throwback scheme tonight.
Yeah, it looks like the 44 Jed Presley sliding on back through this field. Maybe not liking what he sees just quite yet up here, up at the front. It is a 60-lap race, so we do have a little bit of a ways to go. So he's going to kind of shuffle his way on kind of towards the tail end of this field.
Well, as Josh Kelleher told us in the YouTube chat, it's about patience. So some of these guys exhibiting a little bit of patience. 44 looked like he scraped the wall a little bit there, though.
Yeah, it looks like he did.
And
We also have
dropping back as
yeah.
well.
I was just gonna say the 78, Christopher Jordan's kind of sliding on back. I don't know what's going on there. He's way down on speed, just running around on that apron.
00 Joe just fell back a little bit too. I don't know. He kind of got in the middle. I guess there is no turbo tunnel with these cars, so he kind of fell back. He had no help. See if he can make his way out of it. Ooh, there's some movement here at the front.
You ain't kidding, as Jeremiah Burke with some help from the 8 of Dylan Bryant sneaks their way on up here to the front, drop on down into that bottom lane, and here comes that 18. Joshua Moore back up on that high side. Man, we're really seeing that high side get a pretty good run here early, and they've just been flip-flopping positions like crazy here. We got one going around.
Anderson turned.
Uh-oh.
Anderson turned and took out.
And he's not happy.
It took out Jeremiah Burke as well. We're still green here. This is really going to hurt these guys in track position.
It all drifted off down onto the apron. Let's go ahead and take a quick second to take a look back at kind of what happened here. Just it was all chaos up here at the front. We had people moving, ducking, diving, and dodging. Oh, I think he's maybe a little upset at that 26 machine of Dave Coburn. Maybe not leaving the amount of room that Anderson might have thought was there. But either way, we are still running under that green flag here. Joshua Moore out front, Double O Joe right there, right behind him. I believe we will have a stage break here right around lap 30, so be on the lookout for that one here coming up later on. That'll get things all tightened back up if we don't have a caution between now and then.
This guy's got one fast repair, Adam, and a couple of guys having to use theirs early here. What do you think these guys' chances are of getting back up on that lead lap and being competitive?
Well, I think we're gonna with the stage break. I think they got a pretty good shot of getting back in it. It's just a matter of if they had to tow or not, and if you get 2 laps down, it could be a problem. I haven't really looked at the board here, but I think everybody's still going to have a chance once we have a little break in the action. And another thing is, this is all just brand new. Everybody's kind of new. Not everybody's raced together, so we're going to see some hiccups along the way, and I think that's kind of what we saw in that last incident.
Well, it's great to do it during practice then, you know what I mean? This is not a points race, so the finish doesn't really matter here, but yeah, you definitely still want to win. I mean, the pride thing is there, isn't it, Alan?
Oh, pride. Yeah.
Oh, it most definitely is. As we got some 3-wide action, beating the doors off each other here is 4 wide, and that's not gonna work.
18 right in the middle of that one at the start.
Ooh, it's a 9 Mountain Dew machine goes for a tumble and a rumble. Ooh.
A lot of missing body panels after that one. Oh, man. Who was that, the 9 that went flipping upside down?
Yes, sir, it was.
Wow.
Yeah, Tommy Welch. As the caution flag does come out for that one, so we'll put a pause in the green flag action for right now. But let's go ahead and take a look back here at kind of what caused this. And we're seeing some tight 3-wide action going on, and then it looked like it was kind of splitting up into 4-wide. Oh man. Just trying to get a good idea of whereabouts it started. Now, it looked like it started around the 18 and the 22.
Yep, exactly where it started.
Ran out of room. I mean,
Oh my God, the
you're about
9.
to go 4 wide. What you can do here is just, they couldn't do it right there.
You can just see once when they start going like that, man, the track is all blocked up, and you can't really do anything to save it at that point.
Well, a lot more fast repairs about to be used.
Yeah, having one in the Super Speedway League it's tough. I mean, because some of the stuff you can't. It's most of the guys that were involved in that crash were not in it. There was no reason for them. They didn't do anything to cause it. They just got caught up in it. So you're punished pretty hard here if you're involved in a crash. I can tell you that.
But the appeal of these super speedway leagues is that stuff like this can happen, and somebody that took care of their stuff and raced middle of the pack, they've got a real shot at a podium, if not a win.
Well, yeah.
That's why I like watching it.
Well, they get a shot. Everybody's got a shot, but even if you're in the back, you could still get just taken out of nowhere. It's really like gambling. Like being in Waco on a Saturday night and rolling dice in the back room with Papa Joe's, You just never know what's going to happen back there.
Man,
That's right. Alan, looks like pit stop underway, Alan.
Yeah, pretty much just maybe getting everything all topped up on fuel, because I think at this point they should be able to make it to that halfway point. I think it was going to be a little close for these drivers to make it if it was a full run. So they're heading on down in there. You can see a whole bunch of people using some repair time, and even some that are electing not to, still missing those front clips. Maybe just waiting to get to that halfway point before jumping on back back there and taking things back to the green flag. But we're going to step away for the action here for just a quick second so I can adjust some things. But don't worry, we'll be right on back here with some great racing action after this quick little break. And welcome back as we get ready to stack things on back up here to get this party restarted. Of course, we have to say a big thank you to DEP Graphics jumping back on board as a sponsorship for the upcoming season. Glad to have you on back there, Daniel. And fantastic paints as you saw there in that kind of little promo video that they got going on. So definitely be on the lookout and get in touch with DEP if you want some fancy graphics for yourself. As we get all locked and loaded, we're going to have the 88 of Tate Cawthorn starting up here up at the front, up 32 spots, electing not to pit. AJ Evangelista having a pretty good restart spot, up 33 in the 005, getting things started off side by side there. Jeremiah Burke, one of your first guys that did come on down into the pits. He's going to start there in fourth with the 77 of Kristen Cotton starting here in fourth, or excuse me, he's starting here in third, up 30 spots. Again, electing not to come on down into pit road. Everybody else looks like they all came on down, got whatever damage they could get fixed and whatnot. 18 of Joshua Moore just leaving the pits after a second round of damage repairs and all that stuff. 33 of Paul Ferdiani, the gambler, having to come on down into the pits one more time to top up and maybe get a little extra damage fixed there, as well as we head on down the back straightaway and we get ready to get back to green flag racing.
Yeah, hopefully get a good long stretch of green flag running in here. I know some of the guys that kind of got left behind here stuck a lap down, and Dave Coburn is the first car 2 laps down, rather. I know he'd like to see a caution or two to try to get back on the lead lap, but I know the majority of these drivers, they want a good long green flag run, try to get some separation here, I think.
Yeah, they're probably gonna want to stretch this thing out all the way to the stage break, I would assume. But you never know. It's Dega, new drivers, new nerves. You know, you don't know if you got a neighbor or a friendly neighbor or just an angry guy next to you. This is where you're gonna find it out right here. And I hope there's some angry ones out there right now.
That indeed. As here we go, get ready to go back to green flag racing. The Hooters machine getting things all kicked on off there as they enter that Geico restart zone. Green flag is out and away we go once again. Green flag racing here at Talladega. That 53 is all over that back bumper of the 005. Oh, and he tried to follow him down, but the 77 was still there. Kind of check blocking that 77 on down to the apron. Tristan Cotton, he's having to try to rejoin the pack here as traffic's coming around him. 3 wide, 2 wide. Oh my goodness.
Double O Joe had to get out of the gas. He could have run him over or went around him. Double O chose to just check up and get in behind him here and join Tristan's draft.
It's probably smart at a race with no points, you know, kind of.
Sure, yeah.
Feel it out. I don't know if we only had 5 laps to go and
I'd
this
run
was
him
a
over.
points race. Yeah, I mean it'd be different, right? So This early, I think, smart move.
I don't know Tristan. He's probably a great person, but I do what I could to get around him. The 3 kind of got stuck in the sucker hole there and has dropped back quite a few positions. Got stuck in the middle.
Yeah. They're having a little conversation on the radio. I'm trying to understand.
They're trying to figure. One of the drivers is asking Albert Anderson if he's got damage. I think it's a case of mistaken identity there.
Probably so.
It's definitely possible as we're kind of getting a couple different groups all formed up here. We have a kind of first main pack where Skylar Harrod is kind of trailing at the tail end of that one, but still locked in onto the draft right behind that 72 of Matt Layton. But coming on up here, you got the 6 of Joe David, you got the 73 Josh Kelleher, all working together here as well, trying to maybe catch back on up. But that front pack is starting to really pull away. I think they're a little bit more formed up here, especially on that bottom side as this second pack, man. This one is... I can't say the main pack, but it's definitely got the most cars in it. They're just really not all formed up. It looks like they're just a little staggered about right now.
You can see the huge run by the 21 there of Tom Wilson. These cars get huge runs off the draft, and he just didn't really have anywhere to go. He had to get out of it or try to go a third lane by himself, which he really didn't have any support there. So he just ducked in behind Nick Biddy in the 32.
Yeah, interesting stuff out there on the track. Another interesting thing is it's Mother's Day, so
that's right.
Happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. This mother, and if there's some of them might be watching, so
there you go.
We have some good fans on.
Yep.
On some of these leagues.
If you are a mom of one of the drivers and you're watching the race in action tonight,
yeah,
drop us a line in the YouTube chat and tell us which one you're a mom to. We'll give you a little shout out there.
Hey,
I can't wait for this season to start, guys. I don't know if y'all are as excited as I am.
These big tracks are kind of our thing, right?
Oh, me and yours thing, yeah.
Indeed, as the 42 Kevin Wicker dives on underneath the 25 Lucas Lyons, losing all that help that he's got, but he doesn't have to worry for too long as the number 1 bogus machine, Derek Welsh, trying to come on back up and through on that top side. Here comes a 53 Jeremiah Burke and the 8 of Dylan Bryant, Mr. Mad Max himself, driving that Pepsi machine. Had a great run. I believe he's the Xfinity Series champion here from last season, so he's looking to get a good start coming up here next week. So he's maybe locking in on a strategy here tonight as we're about halfway through the first stage here.
Kind of wiggling like a coon dog's tail when they're going into the turns here. I don't know if it's the banking in the track, if they're hitting like that hill there, or if they're just reacting to the car in front of them, but it's getting kind of whipping back and forth out there a little bit.
Coon dog's tail. That's a good one. I hadn't heard that one in a while. I used to go coon hunting. That's a pretty fun thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, use spotlights and tree the coons with the dogs.
Yeah, you gotta have the right light with the battery on your belt, you know.
No, dude. You don't need that anymore. That was what we did in the 90s and 80s.
A carbide light. Yeah.
You don't need all that. They got fancy LEDs now.
The 89 machine down on the apron, letting the field go by. That's Mike Adamson. I don't know if he's got some aero damage or if he's just trying to play it safe here. Contact between the 73 and the 77.
Ooh.
I don't think the bumpers were quite square.
Yeah, you know, we're also seeing the 69 of Larry Dickerson here. He's on the lead lap, but he's electing to kind of fall back in this main group here to maybe drop to the end. Not quite liking the side-by-side action that he's been seeing. I mean, it's been going 3 wide occasionally here as well.
Yeah, 21's been getting great runs, and then he goes to the outside, and it just doesn't have any help. He goes nowhere, and then has to drop back down. That's Tom Barish in the 55, riding in behind him there. You saw The 33 of Paul Ferdiani with some pretty heavy damage going a lap down. The Gambler, the odds just weren't in his favor here tonight.
Not yet, but it's not over for him. You act
No, it's
like
not over. No,
I mean, man, you're
Hey,
putting
look, man,
Fortiani in the grave. He's only a lap down. I mean, goodness.
It's all over.
Yeah, no, he's still got a chance. All the guys that lap down have a chance, I think.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a good chunk of guys out here that I don't think use their fast repair that has saved it for, the second half of this thing as the 78 machine getting kind of stuck here in the middle. Christopher Jordan.
Wide.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, there it goes.
We saw that one brewing. Tom Bear's nowhere to go. Whole front end gone off of his car. Jeez, Josh Kelleher's car is trashed.
Yeah, we
y'all knew that one was coming.
Yeah,
y'all must have been watching that.
And it's three wide is acceptable. We've seen some really good 3 wide racing here, but when the number starts approaching 4 and 5, it's this is your typical result.
4 wide on the backstretch, yeah, that sometimes could work. In the middle of the turns, not so much.
Yeah, there's a lot of things happening in the corner. 4 wide is probably not preferred.
Oof.
In turn 4.
Whole bunch of carnage on down there.
Yeah.
55, the double nickel gets snagged up. The 44 got to hit on up in it as well. So a few people feeling the pain from that event, but nonetheless, there's at least a caution here. So things will kind of slow down and get cracked back open here in a minute.
73 suffering a lot of damage there as well.
Well, the only thing I saw different from the freeways of Houston right there was just nobody had their pistol out the window. They're so close together. True. Now, you go to a place like that, somebody's going to have a pistol out the window at you because you're encroaching in their territory. So you got to get your pistol. So that's why you should have a pistol in one hand, a beer between your legs, and then a cell phone in the other hand, just in case something like this happens. Yeah,
in case you need something else to throw.
Be prepared. Let's just put it that way.
Well, it sucks for Paul Ferdiani because he's no longer the first car 1 lap down. He got passed by a couple. Got Albert Anderson and Tom Wilson. If he didn't get involved in that in the 21. Looks like he's going to be your lucky dog for the free waiver round here. Have to follow up on that here in a minute.
As we quickly ride around here, Kevin Winker decided to drop on down into pit lane. You can see that he's got his he's got a yellow strobe light letting him know that there's a caution about.
That's awesome.
That's always good to know. We also are joined by Jeremiah Burke on the driver cam, all up and ready. It took him a minute to get all things settled in, but now rejoining us here with the driver cam. Glad to have you back on board with us here, Jeremiah. And now I just got to go through some names and find Mr. Josh Kelleher out there somewhere.
Winker's got the craziest setup, doesn't he? It looks awesome.
He does.
Wow.
There's Josh Kelleher, as I was looking for him. He's also got his camera on up. A little different view. It used to be kind of pointed back at him. Now it's pointed more like down the line at the screen, a little off to the side. So got one of those big ass 32-inch curved monitors, racing wheel right up against it, all ready to go.
He's up on that wheel too, isn't he?
Yeah, it reminds me of DW. DW, man, he's sticking his chest right on that thing.
It's almost rubbing his chin hairs. He's so far up on the wheel. But yeah, I love the driver cams. You kind of get to see these guys' setups and their man caves and stuff. It's pretty awesome. Just kind of see what's out there. I'm set up in my dining room currently, so I don't really have anything cool.
We need to get you like a cave, like your own man cave. I don't think any of us have a cool man cave like those guys, but especially Winker. Thing's pretty amazing.
Yeah, if y'all are interested in getting a driver cam set up for this upcoming season, because we love talking to the guys on the driver cams as well, doing interviews and stuff while they're on camera. So if y'all are interested in doing that, shoot out a little question on the Discord thing, tag us in it. We'll definitely help you out. It's as simple as can be. If I can do it.
Oh, exactly.
I mean,
I think by camera, I think I paid $9 for the thing.
Yeah, you can even do it on your phone.
It's not expensive. You just plug it in.
It's free.
Yeah,
the service is free.
Yeah,
we'll get you
pay $9. You get a camera if you don't have one already, and load in, and Brown can show whatever you got going on over there, which is cool to share with everybody.
Yep. Just ask that you be fully clothed.
Well, that is one requirement we have. Yeah. I mean,
we had to talk to Adam about that.
Well, the top, if you don't want to wear like a shirt like you're at the beach or something, I think, is it acceptable if you're at the beach, Brown? Like Ricky Wittenberg goes to the beach all the time.
In nothing but a coonskin cap.
So we can make exceptions to the rule. You do you.
Guys getting wrapped back around here. When can we expect that halfway? Is that going to be at the completion of lap 30? Is that when we think it's going to wave?
I
think
so.
Or stage break. I didn't look at the info for this. We want to thank Davidson Builders too for coming on board for another season here of NTRL, Numb Thumbs Racing League. Go check them out, davidson-builders.com. They do a great job, man. Home remodeling, new builds, quality components. Awesome sponsor to have on board.
Indeed, as we get things all lined back on up here, pace car back down onto pit road. We get ready to go back to green flag racing here. As we enter that Geico restart zone, the 3 of Skylar Herod and the 8 of Dylan Bryant get things all started off. They get a good start, but the problem is they get too good of a start. They're leaving everybody in the dust. That's going to leave a whole lot of room for these drivers to kind of catch some speed, maybe catch on up. But they do the kind of quick thing. They don't stay too wide. They drop down into line with each other. I think that's going to save them here in the grand scheme of things. But that 72 machine, Matt Layton, he's getting teamed on up here with the 32, and Nick Biddy getting all caught on back up here to the front.
Tower operator joining us out there saying, good evening, go number 18 and number 42. Thanks, Bruce, for being here. We sure appreciate you, bud. We got a car around. It's Tom Barish in the 55.
Ooh,
slide back up the track.
I can't believe that hadn't brought out a caution there. It looks like it will.
There you go. iRacing finally threw it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's too late for a couple of cars.
Yeah.
Goodness.
It's the after effects here. Cubby, 67 Nathan Stanley getting all tied up in it.
Larry Dickerson tried to smoke his way through there. Did not get on the brakes too much. Wow.
Oh, man.
Oh. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I don't understand what he was talking about. Something with the Discord caused some mayhem.
Somebody jumped in their Discord channel and distracted all the drivers, was screaming in the mic or something.
Do you think it was
55 to wreck?
Do you think it was like a rival from another league, or maybe one of them Chinese spies or something? Gotten in there and just wanted to ruin people's race?
I mean, it could be. Odds are that it's not.
Good thing this is just a practice race. But I was looking at Larry Dickerson. It almost looks like he didn't brake until it was way too late. So he got a lot of damage as well. Hey, that was fun stuff right there. Competition
there
caution. This will be the competition caution.
So at least he announced it in time for guys to make a decision on their pit job there. So good on the admins for go ahead and making that announcement. Here we go. We got some takers here, Brown. It looks like a majority of the field, majority of the lead lap cars coming down.
Yeah, you know what? You might as well come on down now, especially after seeing the first few people hit those pit boxes. As you know, that's basically just going to be, you know, essentially a freebie pit stop with how many guys came on down and in, and especially as we're getting kind of close to that mid-stage break area. I mean, it was just, you know, how it is.
Some fuel only too.
Yep.
So differing strategies here. You got some guys taking two, guys taking full pit stop, and guys taking fuel only.
Yeah, I rewatched some of that. Larry Dickerson, he was slowing down. It just that thing, it happened.
It's hard to tell
quickly in front, and he got hit from behind as well, so made him faster than everybody else. Interesting crash, put it that way. That's why I love these super speedway, man. You never know what's going to happen. Just crashes after crashes, or super clean racing and then a crash. It's wide open.
Well, Adam, did you see Bruce's theory on who did that in their Discord?
Yeah, he's probably right. It's Zuckerberg. Right? It could be Bill Gates too. He hates us. He probably hates everybody related to us. So Zuckerberg, I hate that guy. You know, those guys hate America, cows, and you. I don't know if you know that. Yeah, they don't like you. They don't like cows either.
Josh Bittner joining us over there in the chat saying, let's go America's driver, Albert Anderson. Give them heck out there. Thank you, Josh, for joining us as always. See him race on AAA broadcasting a couple nights a week.
Yeah. Get some of his gear too. TrackDogsRacing.com, TrackDogs.net.
Well, if you guys like what you're seeing out there tonight, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button for us. It helps us reach more folks every week. We're getting more and more subscribers, so thank y'all so much for watching. Yeah, man, we're up to 341 subscribers. So, but if any of y'all out there and enjoying this content, subscribe. It's free. It doesn't cost you a dime, and you'll be notified whenever we go live with some more great racing like you see here at NTRL.
Well, man, it's not going to cost them monetarily, but they're going to have to listen to us. And, you know, sometimes we go off on tangents. They may get tired of some of that. For the most part, we try to stay on task. Like, right, Brown? We try to keep this thing moving along without too many alien stories and stuff. Guess that means it's time for.
I guess the aliens got him.
Yeah, they did. Hold on a second.
Oh goodness, they got him. I knew they would. So they're probably hacking his computer right now because I said Zuckerberg. Oh, everything's going down. Brown, I hope you're okay. Just let us know.
We still got half a lap to go.
You ever seen that movie Cocoon?
Yes.
That was about aliens, wasn't it?
Wilford Brimley and
yeah.
What was her name that was in all?
The communist Jane Fonda?
No.
Oh.
I can't remember her name.
It's been a while. But wasn't that about aliens?
I don't know. Shauna Flicks joining us, pulling for Winker out there in the Muhleberger Custom Homes number 42 machine. Very colorful car out there. It looks like kind of like old Clorox throwback almost. With
that's
the,
what it.
yellow.
Yeah, they have the.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Doesn't it?
Muhleberger Custom Homes paints, right? That looks pretty cool. Well, that's what it says on my screen.
Sure,
I don't know. But are you from Canada now? I don't know.
No.
You have a good Canadian accent. I can assure you that.
I spent a lot of time in North Dakota, so.
Oh.
Our buddy Strom, man. Whenever you talk to him, that's how he pronounces things.
Sure.
That Ford Mustang pace car is on its way down into the pit lane. Dang you.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah. Right. The aliens
Oh, yeah.
left you alone. You're back, eh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Alien. Well, for now, as the 20 of Robert Egerton and Kevin Winker get things all started off here up at the front, side by side. Back to green flag racing we go. Got the 51 of Chris Klein up there alongside the 25 of Lucas Lyons here. Side by side, they rumble on down into turns 1 and 2, and everything looking a little bit more tame so far, but we do see some back-end damage there on that 25 machine. So far, not causing him too many problems, especially tucked up into the drafter. But, man, look at that run up there on that outside lane. 42 of Winker, 51 of Klein, 98 of Leach. You got Bryant. We got, like, 5 cars now that have passed. 6 cars have passed up there on that outside lane.
I wonder if the 20's got an aero issue or something. He just can't get any speed. He's getting steady bumps from behind, but he just can't make it any speed up here. I don't know what's going on there. The inside line just died.
It's kind of weird. Did they do some kind of deal with iRacing, any of the aerodynamics or something? Because the outside line has been working. It seems different than it normally is here at Dega.
I mean, even the 25 has aero damage on his spoiler and everything. Lucas Lyons is wheeling that car. He's still carrying plenty of momentum. So what's going on here? The field's starting to spread out a little bit here.
Not up front, it's not.
Well, I think we're starting to get to that point where people have been doing that manual damage repair a lot. Like I said, just saving that one fast repair here for that kind of midway point coming up in a couple of laps. And I think it's starting to show itself a little bit, as like you said, English. The field's, I mean, it's not completely falling apart like we'd seen like during green flag pit stops or something like that. But you're definitely seeing there's some people that have some pace and other people that just quite don't.
Well, and the thing with these cars is too, even if it does spread out for a minute, the draft is so strong with these cars that they can group back up. So, I mean, you're seeing a little bit of that right now as the 25 looks like he is slowing up the outside lane just a touch as this pack is kind of reforming up here. A little bit of 3 wide action up front here, too. Oh, mercy. That number 8 Pepsi machine kind of got stuck in the middle, and the 51 caught back up to him there. That's Dylan Bryant and Chris Klein, nose to tail.
And so things kind of settle on out here, and we do have some 2 wide, but a lot of kind of single file going on, other than the occasional bump out, maybe to make a pass, then right back in the line as the 8 decided not to stay up there, up on that high side, electing to go back down to the middle. That's kind of leaving that 32 machine of Nick Biddy out to dry. He is going to tuck back down into line right well, it was going to be right in front of some help there from the 31 of Scott Milner, but that ends up not being the case with that 42 of Winker up here, up at the front, coming back down and around across the line here. Lap 30, we are at that halfway point.
Well, Josh Kelleher joining us over there in the YouTube chat say, well, that wasn't no fun. The Dunkin' Donuts number 73 is sitting in the pit lane and looks like he's going to be there for a while.
Oh, man. I just saw something in the YouTube chat that made me chuckle.
Well,
Expand.
I'm drinking a Miller Coors product. I don't know if that was the pop you heard.
Probably so.
I mean, it's half gone, so I don't know if it was mine or not. Or
How do you not know if it's yours?
You're the only one popping cold ones.
oh, am I the only one? Well, then it
No,
was
I
mine.
mean I am, but my microphone doesn't pick it up.
No, it's definitely a different product.
It's,
They're not paying.
although,
I tell you.
if that one company will just pay us some money, we may try to bring them out of the doldrums, which the dark hole they put themselves into. If they want to hang out with real Americans, Maybe we can save them right here in iRace and AAA Broadcasting.
Well,
Bud Light, come for us.
I've got like 12 or so, maybe 15 gallons of homebrew that I couldn't give away yesterday. So
Can't give it away. I'll come down there and get some of it.
well, come on.
All right. All right, we got some good racing still going on here. What little bit of side-by-side action up front.
Yeah, a little bit starting to kind of reform back on up, being led by that 8 of Dylan Bryant. He's got some help there right behind him in the 51 of Chris Klein. As he's trying to get some of that side draft and suck that second lane back on up here to the front. Things,
Oh, we got a car around. It's Lucas Lyons down on the inside line. Stayed below the yellow, but it's still brought out the yellow.
I think his bumper just came up above it just a little bit as the rest of the field was going around. Well, that's going to bring out the caution.
Yeah, Tom Barish on the YouTube chat. I got involved in every crash out there tonight. Josh Bittner's drinking Diet Coke, so.
So am I, but it has Crown in it.
Hey, that's the way to go. I used to put wild turkey in a.
Ooh, with Diet Coke?
Diet Coke, yeah. Works good.
Pretty tough, yeah. Guess he came down a little bit there. It just wasn't clear.
Well, I think it was the 19 of Brandon Coleman that.
Yeah, just touched the tail end of him.
Cawthorn, the 88, was also talking on the radio there. I'm not sure that he wasn't maybe part of that as well. Tate Cawthorn.
I don't know. It's a little
Florida native.
kind of scroll back.
Cawthorn.
Scroll on back here. Jump up to our sponsored, not sponsored chopper camera here. Kind of see the action. Yeah.
Can we call it the Earl Evans cam?
I call it the Earl Evans cam. Okay, we can do that. Yeah, it's the 25. It looked like he was just kind of shuffling on down, and unfortunately, the 19 machine was right there, and he gets all spun a boot.
Spun a boot, eh?
Spun a boot?
Boot.
Man, all right, everybody's come down the pits.
Yeah, Kevin Winker guiding that charge on down.
Josh Bittner wants to know what your favorite movie there is, Adam.
Oh my goodness, that's a tough one.
Question. That's a good question.
I don't even know how to go about that. I mean, what what decade? And there's so many good ones in the 80s. Stripes and Cannonball Run. Smokey and the Bandit.
Six Pack.
Yeah, Six Pack was it was a good movie. Kenny Rogers.
Blues Brothers was awesome.
That was a great one.
Are we just doing car chase movies and racing movies?
I think that's all I know.
No, I'll tell you what Adam's favorite movie is. It is the Round Hay Garden scene.
The what?
Round Hay Garden scene.
Round Hay Garden scene.
Yep.
What the hell is that?
I don't know what that is.
That is the first ever thing captured as a movie.
You're trying to put some Richard Gray stuff on me?
Yeah. It's you know the famous video of the horse running and people are like, oh look, the horse is flying. It's got that's your favorite one. It was
no, that wasn't my favorite.
It was
one.
A film.
I wasn't even alive then.
It was a film recorded in Leeds, England, in 1888. So you were born then.
No, Richard Gray was around. I came well after that. I'll tell you what, Brown, you're getting kind of feisty tonight.
Yeah, I am a little bit.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to slow down the Zapruder film and get all the angles from that whole situation, because I don't believe what happened. There's so much more to that story. But I won't talk about aliens and all that with JFK.
Yeah, Josh Bittner, you need to watch Bullet. You need to watch Bullet, dude. That old Mustang and then the what is a 68, 69 Charger, that chase scene they had in Bullet, the old cop movie with Steve McQueen.
What about how about all those old ones? like Silver Streak and Hear No Evil, See No Evil.
Are we just talking about Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder movies now?
Yes, those are
okay.
guys two of the best together.
What
ever.
was the one where they went to jail for something they didn't do? One was deaf and was
that was
that
Hear
it.
No
That
Evil,
was
See
it.
No Evil. Yeah.
They were in chicken suits or something and went to jail.
Oh, I don't know about the chicken suits.
They were
Man,
in
I
chicken
lost a whole monitor over here.
Wonder.
Yeah, monitor. One of my.
Josh, you can YouTube it too and just see the scene, the chase scene. It's freaking incredible.
What on Blues Brothers?
From Bullet.
Oh, Bullet.
You
Yeah,
can
that,
do
no,
it.
the Bullet was the actual. That's supposedly the gold standard for
Oh
car
yeah,
chases.
it's
in
streets of San
movies.
Francisco, man.
Yeah.
And the guy that was driving the Charger was the actual stunt man that did the driving in the Charger. The guy with the black glasses on.
Yeah.
People don't realize that he was the
Ooh.
actual stunt driver.
Dirty Harry movies, all of them. Those were great. I mean, man, that's a good question, Josh. You're really making
Stir
my.
Crazy. Stir Crazy was the one where they were in the chicken.
They were in the chicken suits and Stir Crazy. Yeah. Yes, they were.
Thank you.
Oh my
Bruce.
God, Bruce knows. Oh my goodness, that anything with those two together
Oh yeah.
was great. I wish they would have put Richard Pryor in Willy Wonka with Gene Wilder. That would have been probably more amazing.
I don't know if he'd fit. I don't know if that would. Well,
They could have made it more fun than it was.
Weird
It's kind of a
movie.
weird, crazy movie, right?
Pryor would be the most normal person in that movie.
All right, I'm gonna rutabaga some things around here and
right,
see if
go
I
for
can
it.
get my monitor back.
We're going to try to talk about some racing stuff and maybe some strategy here.
Yeah, so we're kind of getting up on to that point now, aren't we? About 25 laps left to go, and it kind of depends on how things all play on out. As we got Cubby in the 67 machine, Nathan Stanley getting things all kicked on off once we go back to green flag racing here. You got 6 of Joe David on up there as well, so a couple of the older names of NTRL joining us on up here at the front as we get ready to head on back to that green flag with the pace car diving on down into pit lane, and away we go. Back to green flag racing here tonight after the 4th caution here at Talladega in this super speedway kind of preliminary, just fun run, fun race, practice race, however you want to look at it. The get to know you, get together. Joe David in the 6th machine down on the bottom side, getting a pretty good push here from the 98 of Connor Leach, getting that bottom line all set up and ready for a good hard charge. But here comes that 67 of Cubby with some good push from that 42 Kevin Winker, who's been up front pretty much all day long. The 3 of Skylar Harrod's up there, as well as the 8 of Dylan Bryant, 72 machine, Matt Layton riding around up there, as well as these guys head on down through turns 3 and 4, and well, things are looking pretty good. Looks like a couple guys maybe dropping back to the end here.
Coleman's one of them. He's actually coming into the pits. Joe David is leading this race right now, but I think that he's not going to be good on fuel. Oh, he did. Now he's no longer at the top of the list here. I don't know what happened there. Brandon Coleman did get black flag just now. Too fast entering for the 19.
Oof. So insult
Under
to
green.
Insult to injury there is, oh man, Kevin Winker, man, he's just getting freight trained here as a whole squad of people jump onto his back, and then up and over he goes. He trickles down onto that bottom side with man, getting some help there. Up at the front is the 3 of Herod, with some help from the 8 behind him. So 72, 23, Mark Collins, Mac Daddy, sitting up there looking pretty good. But it's that 6/9 machine of Joe David. It's been kind of up and down here, trying to maybe get a little extra run. Got the 32 Nick Biddy right behind him, but it looks like people are kind of bailing out on him right now.
Yeah, Joe David and Nathan Stanley, Cubby, both last pitted on lap 23. That's what I was getting at a minute ago. I don't think they're going to have enough fuel to get all the way to the end here. But how about Skylar Harrod out there, up 8 positions, leading this thing, holding on to first position right now. You can't do that by yourself. He's got some guys up there with him running. Mark Collins up 28 spots so far. Your hard charger tonight. Mac is on a run in that 23.
Good. And I also figured out how to fix my monitor. My foot unplugged one of the monitors. Can you believe that? Technical issues.
I could.
You get your feet up on the desk? How does that work? What are you doing?
No, he doesn't know how to cable manage, so he's got cords running.
I got good cable underneath. I just had my foot down there.
You triggered him. Don't do that. Al.
Yeah, I got good cable management down here. I got everything tied together with zip ties and whatnots. You're probably
Can't
right.
manage your
Brown.
cell phone charger.
That's true. But yeah, I did unplug it myself.
Outside line kind of struggling here. Looks like Kevin Winker's got a little bit of help in the 98 and the 9. And then he'll surge forward. Look, here comes the 8. Going to move up in front of him here in the Pepsi machine.
That he is that outside lane, which we saw early on, was the king lane. That's where you wanted to be, especially if you wanted to make a move up here to the front. Oh, the 8 getting a firm bump there from that 42 in the middle of the corner. A little bit of a bobble, but they're able to get things back together. Oh man, look at the bumping that they're doing. Oh, and that's going to cause chaos behind them.
Damn.
Ouch.
It just perpetuated. It just amplified towards the back, snowballed, whatever you want to say.
God.
Oh man, more.
It seems like it was never ending there. Yeah.
I believe that is what you would call a push the pusher action going on.
That may have been the case. It happened so fast.
Have to get up there and watch it.
So yeah, jump
Yeah,
on.
I think you're right.
Jump on back
Well,
here, and we get on up into the Earl Evans, the double E chopper camera.
The double E chopper.
Don't get it confused with triple E. That's something that's totally different. As we kind of watch, and you can see there the 42 and the 8. Man, the 42 all over that 8's bumper, but then right behind him, people coming up with a pretty good run because that was kind of getting things checked on up, and it just scatters everything to the back, and poor 32, Nick Biddy, up into the outside wall. Some people saw it. The 88 drops on down to the bottom. Oh, he almost got clear, but just got caught up in it. Same thing with the 67 machine. And then just all chaos as things were kind of trying to settle on down here. 22 of Chuck Kiger having some issues there as well. Looks like he's going to be spraying for mosquitoes.
Yeah, he's got an EOL as well.
Yeah. Hey, this is the time you want it to happen. If you're going to have all these problems or whatever, I heard some frustration on the radio, but hey, let's do it here. Let's get it out of the way because I think we're doing Talladega again next Sunday. Maybe more laps. Or more laps. I don't know.
I think it's 70 laps. I think.
Yeah, so 10 more laps. It'll be a little bit more, a little more tight because everybody's going to be wound up because you're getting points out of the thing, so.
I want to get you guys' takeaways here so far because, I mean, we have had some cautions, but it hadn't been a caution fest. It hadn't been more laps caution than green flag. I mean, these guys have done a pretty decent job. Predictions about next week?
It can only get better from here. I don't see any problem with what they're doing here. I do have a question also about when I hear that beer pop, the beer can pop over there. I'm wondering, instead of that one fella that they gave those cans to with his face on it, what if they had a AAA like our faces on a beer can? Do you think that would cause nationwide outrage or anything like that? Or do you think it would be cool?
I don't know.
It's a tweener, right? So it may be kind of the same thing. Oh, these guys are clowns. That one guy, all he talks about is, aliens and conspiracy theories.
Well, the thing is, I don't know. I'm no design guy, but it's a white can with blue letters on it. I don't know where you'd put our face unless it's
Oh,
in the middle of that
It
oval
was a
thing.
blue can.
Yeah, but I'm not getting on that can.
I'll get on the can if they're going to give us money. We could probably save the whole brand right here, AAA. They will give away the free stuff to all
We
the
don't need
drivers.
saving. We're doing just fine.
I know we don't. They need saving. We could save them. We'll be heroes. I don't know. Just thinking outside the box, trying to get our next sponsorship and trying to get us some money.
Well, out there in YouTube land, we got Brett Winker saying, let's go Winker. Hashtag Winker Nation. Pulling for the 42. Josh, 2. I don't know. I can't read that.
Clutch? I think it's like
Something
clutch.
like that, yeah. Get in there, number 77. Josh Bettner said, bad pushing. It never really works in these cars. And yeah, push the pusher. Never really works in any platform. And Woodruff Racing joining us here tonight. Saying, Bush. Drink a lot of Bush beer.
I have too. Well, I have as well. I stopped recently. I don't know if you know, but there's this controversy, and I don't like to be in the middle of any controversies.
I
so
never heard anything about that.
I stay out of controversies, so I haven't touched the stuff.
I haven't heard that, but I know that Earl Evans says that we're kind of like a cult favorite of the people on.
We are.
I
He
guess.
just-
I
think he
hope it's
says-
not the kind where you wear a certain kind of shoes and you get in bunk beds and.
Hey, at what point can we get
Get on
all
a comment.
everybody to drink the Kool-Aid, and go down to Jonestown?
Oh,
Yeah.
that was a different one. Yeah,
I know. Well, what about the one with the shoes?
yeah, that's one. The San Diego. Well, that's the one I was.
The Heaven's Gate. That was awesome.
Evans Gay. Yeah.
I mean, what a deal. Hey, guys, get in these bunk beds and wear these black shoes that have with black and white Nikes, and you're going to get on a spaceship after you drink this. What the hell are these people thinking?
Ryan Rincola joining us saying, let's go the GDS car. Thank you so much for joining us, Ryan. Hopefully, y'all are on board with us here
Yeah.
all season. The season hasn't even started.
No,
yet.
we're getting kind of goofy tonight. We'll be more professional next week. I promise you that.
Yeah,
Brown's
kinda
got
going
computer
along.
stuff. Brown's working on the computers. We're just working on our jokes. Still having fun, though, enjoying this race.
Adding a little levity to the
Yeah. I mean,
caution.
it's iRacing, but let's have fun when on our downtime, right?
Sure.
Sure, why not? As the pace car coming on down into pit road, gonna have 17 laps to go once we take to the green flag over here. 3 of Skylar Harrod and the 8 of Dylan Bryant gonna start things on off side by side. Right behind them is Connor Leach and Matt Layton, a couple guys that have been up and around the front for a while. How about that 77 of Tristan Cotton? He's up to 11th now, up 25 spots. The 005 of AJ Evangelista is up there kind of near the top 10, as well as the 8 getting a great restart here with some help from that 98. They already jump on around and jump up to the front of this thing. The 3 still looking for some help from that 72 machine. Up on the outside, the 9, Tommy Welch in the Mountain Dew car, is trying to get some help here from the 51 of Chris Klein as we go back to green flag race. A little bit of 3 wide here is the 42 trying to get some help here with the 32 of Nick Biddy up on that far outside lane. And it looks like they're really not going to get anywhere as of right now, but Winker's still sticking with it.
Evangelista in the 005 GDS machine did apologize to the 25 on the radio for the bad restart. I didn't hear his whole message. I think he may have missed a gear or something and checked that lineup. But he's up to speed now.
Ooh, 3 wide, quite a bit. Here, 10 through 13. That's
Oh, three rows deep
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
3
it's
by
pretty-
3.
pretty interesting.
Oh, man. It gets me nervous. Double O Joe Bennett with an aggressive move to the outside to join Nick Biddy and Kevin Winker. Let's see what they can do on the outside line here.
They also have the that 9/6 machine of Joe David trying to get things all locked and loaded while we go 2 wide here up at the front, but I got a feeling that's not going to last for long because we're going to make it 3 wide here with that charging outside line run. So 3 wide's definitely coming into effect here. 72 getting clear. Same thing with the 98. Drops on down to that bottom side. The 9 machine coming up down through the middle as we're 3 wide racing for the race lead.
This is making me nervous, boys. In the turns, the outside line always loses ground, but watch when they get on the backstretch here. Watch this outside line just dominate.
Yep, and Winker's taking the lead right there on the outside line with Biddy right behind him,
and he
up 23 spots.
He's still hanging around up there, too. He ain't dropping down. And now he is.
Well,
I think
he's waiting until Biddy got clear.
Yeah, that's I was going to say that's kind of what it looked like. Looked like maybe a little in communication there with the 32 as the 32 starts dropping down, and there goes Winker all the way down to the bottom. And it's still kind of 3 wide behind him, though. Things starting to fall apart just a little bit. That 00 Joe Bennett machine trying to catch back
Contact.
up. Oh.
25's around. Lucas Lyons.
Yeah, same thing with the 20. Oh, Robert Egerton. 31 goes around as well. Scott Milner, that's bringing out the caution here once again.
We've said 25 has been involved in a lot of incidents tonight. That looked like netcode right there.
Was it?
Yeah, check it out. I don't know.
The 20 and...
The 25 and the 21.
21.
Tom Wilson kind of... They might have eventually hit, but I think there's some netcode involved, Brown, and you could probably tell us more.
Well, let us dissect and report here is the 21. Hey, it started off in netcode, but I think that contact was going to happen either way, and 25 goes around as it just drilled him right there in that kind of quarter panel, and the 20 goes for a wild tumble here as well, which is really not what you want to be doing.
Well, breeding cautions is going to be the name of the game here late. These guys are going to restart with maybe 8 to go, 9 to go, something like that. Coming up on the end here pretty soon, and the aggression is not gonna fall off here, guys. It's gonna be these guys are gonna be trying to chase that win here. So
yeah, it's gonna get a little bit more exciting. Would you say? I think we've had pretty good race actually, especially with these guys not knowing each other and all that. So it's only gonna get better from here. This is
sure.
What do we call this? A preseason clash? Just a fun race, basically.
Yeah, basically. That's pretty much all it is.
It'll be fun once we get the season started, and we'll be doing more driver interviews and stuff during the races.
Yeah. And
Tonight we've had a little technical problems and stuff, but
yeah, we'll tighten it up.
Addressing that.
It'll get better. We're always working to make AAA broadcasting better for the viewers. I have noticed we have had
the turd, yeah.
Well, no, I didn't say that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You don't say that.
You don't say that.
I don't. We have had some really pretty good viewer counts here tonight. Looks like so. People are watching. We're happy you're here.
Cool.
Hope you like what you see. Numb Thumbs, we have a good relationship with these guys, and looking forward to this new Super Speedway season here.
Ryan saying this is fun to watch. Thank you so much for joining us, Ryan. Angry Tacos Network says strong race. Enjoying it so far. Ryan says it's an extravaganza.
Wouldn't go. I don't know, but I like Angry Tacos Network.
I want a taco extravaganza. Yeah. That's what I want.
No doubt. I mean, anything with tacos in it, as far as your name, that means you're pretty awesome.
I'm getting hungry now.
Oh, man. I think that's probably, at least our part of the country, it's probably the #1 food, right? It's overtaken pizza. I know that.
Not crawfish, though.
Well,
depends
that's
on what
only
year it is.
seasonal. That's seasonal.
That's
That's
seasonal,
seasonal.
I don't know.
What's I guess you got lobster up there, Brown, right? So fancy people.
They got
What's
maple
my
syrup,
opinion on lobster?
and
No, I mean you're
Well,
like
like,
your
what's the
your
number one
regional
food?
number one regional food up there.
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah.
elk jerky.
No, we don't have elk.
Oh.
We
Moose.
do have
Moose
moose.
jerky.
We do have moose, but no, it's no, we really don't have like a specific. I mean, you got
Potatoes.
You got,
They got potatoes up.
but yes and no, and you're putting me in a spot. I don't know.
I'm sorry,
I guess
Alright.
it's kind of seasonal, right? Like summertime, yeah, it's lobster, but then
Okay.
wintertime, it's the New England clam chowder that.
All right. See,
is
there we go. Now we're
absolutely-
talking.
Absolutely gross.
Yeah. Now,
Well,
Oh, I
what's
hate
the
it.
difference? You don't like lobster? Or I mean, chowder?
Well, both,
Chowder,
yeah.
chowder.
I don't understand the hype behind lobster. I'm not.
What?
cream sauce and all that.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
If I wanted to
But do
have,
you like the-
if I wanted to have butter, I would just put it on bread.
Well, I could see that because lobster really doesn't have much flavor, you know. It really
Sure.
doesn't. Sure. It's how you boil it. I'd like to do a giant crawfish boil with just like lobster, you know.
Well, you see, I think
See how that
I think
works.
that's the problem. I don't think you could get your Louisiana spices into a lobster good. I think
It'd be
that's
hard to do with something that big. but
exactly. So that's
I'd be willing to try.
Yeah, I'd like to try an experiment or something. What about chowder, Brown? You like the chowder up there?
no.
No?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Isn't it like cream based
Yeah.
sauce? You know? You're not a fan of that?
Cream based.
Why not-
It's got potatoes
about-
in it. I'm not a fan of potatoes that really in soups. Like unless it's like a big old hearty like beef stew. I don't want it.
Sure.
Sure. This is your new thing?
Josh
Are we
Bittner
doing
says
this now?
Lobster
Sure.
and chowder.
Yeah. I mean, I know there's a difference between where your part of the world, Brown, and like California, you know, San Francisco chowder, you know. I didn't know if we were going to have a fight over that. Apparently, you don't care enough about New England chowder
No.
to have a fight with California
Oh,
chowder.
Everybody has their thing. Man.
I know, but it's still fun
Here's
to
the thing:
fight.
Brown has a Blackstone, so he can cook whatever he wants.
That's
all that
true.
time.
Those things are cool.
He's not limited.
with an air fryer.
Oh,
But you got
yeah,
the good
I forgot
one.
about
You got
that.
the fancy one.
Put some tots in there. Put some tots.
Speaking of tots here, Brown, here you go. We got racing again.
Yeah, well, I do have to say though, do you like apples?
Hey, I like these apples.
Yeah, I like apples.
Well, we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing with 10 laps to go. How about them apples as we get ready with the 42 of Kevin Winker and the 32 of Nick Biddy getting things all started off. You guys ruined that one for me. As we
sorry.
go back to green flag racing. Double O Joe all over that back bumper of the 9 machine, trying to get him back up to speed. A little bit slow on that restart. That's allowing that outside lane to really get a big old run. But here comes back the 42 and the 9 working nose to tail here as this action goes side by side. Too wide down to turns 1 and 2.
These guys playing pretty patient. Everybody's staying too wide here. Who's going to be the guy that goes up top and tries to make that third line work here when they come down the backstretch?
Somebody will.
More importantly, who's going to be the brave soul to lead this field coming out of turn number 4? Because as we know, they only win about 10% of the time. As that is a long run out of turn 4 back down to the line with a tri-oval in between where anything can happen. 42 Winker, he's tired of that bottom side. He's going to jump up to the top side now, try to jump up in front of the 8 of Dylan Bryant. He's jumping over. Looks like that's the 98 machine of Connor Leach still tucked down there on the bottom side. The 9 of Tommy Welsh and the Mountain Dew car trying to work his magic down there on that bottom side. How about some of this racing going on up there against the outside wall? You got the 25 up there. He's getting a little bit of help from the 33, Paul Ferriani, who we saw at one point was missing 3/4 of that car. Well, he's looking pretty good now, and he's getting all locked and loaded for the final stages of this race.
Double O Joe Bennett moved up to the outside. He's got Winker pushing him. He's got the 8 and the 77, the 19 right behind him. I think if it was me, with this few laps to go, I want to be up in the highest line I can get to and stay there all the way through the tri-oval at the end of lap number, what is it, lap number 60. I want to stay there because if I end up on the inside line and I dive down, I'm going to get passed. Here comes Joe Bennett on the outside. Winker's going with him.
Yeah, we know that 3 wide can work here, and it was working pretty good. I think they just maybe mistimed that run just a little bit as the corner was kind of approaching quick. I wouldn't be surprised if they gathered up momentum. Oh, as David almost goes down onto the apron, brings it back on up without too much further contest here. It's kind of got craziness going on back here.
AJ Evangelista looked like he wasn't going to be able to get back up on the track, but he eventually does in that 005 GDS machine.
Yeah, they're starting to heat up real good right now. And I'm looking at the number 8, Dylan Bryant. He looks like Kyle Busch out there. That's what it reminds me of now.
That's the spot to be.
Yeah, not a bad spot. I think if you're on the lead lap and you're in this pack, you can still win this thing. So let's let it rip.
Look at how big a run they got on the outside line there.
Just absolutely mega run as the 77 drops on down to the bottom. He's the first one to drop all the way down. You have that 8, the 42, and the 00 still working together here in kind of like the middle of the track. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to just maybe stay there and gather up whatever momentum that they can there in the middle.
You got to protect outside. You can drop down for a little bit, but you got to protect the outside line as we're 4 wide here in the middle of the pack.
Oh, that's not going to go well. 4 wide in the corner, Brown. Let's see if we can make it through here.
Oh, they did.
That indeed is. It looks like they were able to at least squeeze that one through 4 right now. But here comes that 00 Joe, Kevin Winker, and the 8 with the hair. Look who it is as well. Aflac machine flying up through America's driver, Albert Anderson. We haven't heard his name up here up front for a little bit. He's got tied up in some of this crazy action here during the yellows. But he's back on up here as we go 3 wide racing for this lead.
Yeah, Jeremiah Burt got caught with no help. He's stuck in that 3rd line with the 2nd and 4th line just leaving him behind here.
Oh, contacting towards the tail end of this main field. Oh, whew, boy, these drivers.
Joe in the sucker hole.
Tom Wilson made a great move right there just to avoid some of that. What an amazing run we got going on right now.
Man,
00, man, he dropped back a bunch of spots there. Sorry, Brown.
But at the same time, I think that's probably going to help him out here in the long run as long as he can gather up that momentum and maybe make a late charge here. Because, again, I don't think you want to be up at the front like Kevin Winker is right now.
This is looking dicey, guys.
Just the way I like it, dicey.
Hey, this is going to be rough.
Hey, who's going to blink and who's going to roll snake eyes as the 18? There it goes.
There you go. Oh, one of the Muleburger cars hit the dust.
00 Joe snagged up in that one as well.
Dylan Bryant
I think we've seen enough super speedway racing. We can see a situation like, yep, here it comes.
Yeah, you can kind of feel it, right? You just kind of, it's like electric. You know it's going to happen. It just builds on itself. And y'all called it right there.
So watch. Oh, I think it would have been okay. It's just the 18 of Joshua Moore gets up and scrapes the outside wall. And these cars react a little different than a lot of the other cars. When you get up into that wall and you try to pull it off, the car tends to get a little loose and snap back off the wall. And I think that's exactly what happened as the outside lane was getting kind of checked up as well. And that just causes a mess. But meanwhile, while that was going on up on the high side, 00 Joe kind of getting forced into 4 wide there as the 3 was trying to sneak on kind of down through a half a lane that kind of really wasn't there. But I think the 3 probably saw what was going on up on the high side and wanted to drop on down to avoid whatever chaos was gonna come out of it.
Connor Leach is going to be leading this pack here. When
Well-
they get restarted.
Now we
Yeah,
do. Now, looking at him, we do have 80% fuel here, which is, that's quite a bit of fuel. But he last pitted on lap 33. Do you think he's going to have the fuel to make it through? I think everybody else would that pitted on, in their 40s.
Well,
Should be fine,
we are
but
going into
what do you
bonus
think?
time. These cautions have definitely helped, so I think it's in
Think
our
we're okay?
in our the words of our good friend Mr. Timothy Pope. I don't know. We'll find out.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Love always talking to Pope. He's got man of few words.
Yeah, you don't have to say much.
Yeah, you don't have to when you're that good. Good driver, good guy too. You get to see him on what nights of the week do we see him? Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to see what Connor Leach can do in this league. I think he's the only Canadian driver we have out here tonight in the 98. But I mean, he started up in 5th. He had a great qualifying run. He's going to reward himself with some Tim Hortons once he finishes this deal out. Driving that Exalta Chevrolet Camaro. Who's our biggest mover tonight? It looks like Tristan Cotton in the 77. He's up 30 spots. How about Tristan? See if he can hang on here. He qualified 36th, currently in 6th. What a run. He didn't even have a qualifying time.
Chump to champ, champ to chump.
It can happen here, man. We
Yeah,
talk about that a lot.
Yeah, both of us like to ride in the back at tracks like this. And you can end up front. You've won races at where'd you win? Daytona?
No, it's Talladega was here.
Yeah, and you were probably starting in
yeah.
the back. You were starting in. Why don't you tell the
That was years
audience?
ago, man. I don't know.
You started in the back. I'm
I'll
pretty
just tell
sure.
the folks.
You're way up front. Yeah. But yeah,
Folks, what Talladega's all about.
it's the great equalizer in iRacing and racing in general. I think are these super speedway tracks.
Sure.
Now I feel like you're just mocking me.
Nah, I'm not. I'm just
Okay,
fill time here.
time filling.
Thanks everybody for joining us over there on YouTube. I see guys giving each other shout outs there. Jonah and Earl out there hollering at each other. Thank you, Bruce, for the great compliment, man. We sure appreciate it, and we love bringing y'all this racing action, and great sponsors like you, help us do it. So we appreciate you supporting all these drivers out here too. You'll see Bruce Muehlberger's name on a bunch of cars, and not just Wednesday nights, Tuesday nights. You'll see him several nights a week here. Not everybody going to finish on the lead lap tonight. 23 cars will, though, if they stay on the lead lap here after this green-white checker.
How many attempts we got here?
I don't know. I don't know if
Three.
we got three again.
We got 3.
We do have 3. Okay,
3.
cool.
It's crazy because we do
Okay.
several different races. So I think one of them does 1 green white checker. Here we do 3, and hell, the other one we may do 2. I don't know, but definitely 3 tonight. So we're gonna get our money's worth at the end of this thing.
Derek Welch, the guy that runs this league, says in the YouTube chat, hopefully these guys will settle down a little bit next week. That's why we're doing kind of a practice race. But
Yeah, they will.
I mean, it's been great TV. I think it's been a blast to watch.
Yeah,
Even with the cautions.
That's why we're having this practice thing. I think he knows he's running up
Sure.
iRacing leagues, and
Yep.
they got a whole video game situation over there at Numb Thumbs, right?
Thumbs
They do all
Gaming.
kinds of stuff.
They
This
do all
isn't a
kinds-
video game; it's a simulation. We all know that, but if you do like video games and other stuff, check them out. They got a great community. They do so many things we can't even talk about all of them. Flight sim, truck sim. They do
DayZ.
games.
Farming
Yeah.
sim.
Yeah, awesome place to hang out.
Yeah, they're even teaming up for a MLB The Show. Got a league
Ooh.
going on over there with that too. So
Oh yeah,
I
golf
wish I had
too.
it on
Golf too.
PC, man. I'd do it.
you can. I'll talk you through it. But as we
Okay.
get ready here, as a pace car goes on down into pit lane, it's time to buckle up, strap on those drinking helmets, and throw inhibition out the window. It is green, white, checker racing as we go back to the green flag here. The 98 and the 42 getting things all kicked on off side by side. The 19 of Brandon Coleman giving a big old push to the looks like the 98 machine of Connor Leach on that bottom side. Here comes the 9 of Tommy Welch trying to help out that 42 of Kevin Winker. Not a whole lot of help right now in that upper lane. Albert Anderson tucked in right now, about third row back here on the bottom side. He's also got Paul Ferdiani, the gambler, the 33 machine, hanging around up there as well. Here comes the 32 and Nick Biddy. He's going to be one of the first ones to drag some people up here along the wall on that far outside lane as we start to break out for some 3-wide racing action.
Here we go. Let's see if they can get some takers. We'll see if anybody jumps up in front of them on the outside. I bet the 42 is going to be watching his rear view mirror there. Just in case that outside line gets close enough, he can join.
Ooh,
a little contact between the 77
yeah,
and
but
the 32.
we crossed that line. White flag has been taken, so this will not cause a caution. The craziness going on down there, taking about 3/4 of the field here with it. The 98 left all alone. The 32 makes a clean break right on through. The 42 being pushed by the 9 down the back straightaway here. Not a whole lot of competition left behind these guys, but the 42's got to be conscious of a hard charger here late as the 9 machine continues to push that 42 down through turns 3 and 4. It's going to be a close drag race here as they come out of turn number 4, and here they come down for one final time through the tri-oval. The run's not gonna get there. The 42, in a rare case, leading the field out of turn number 4, is going to pick up the win with the 9 of Tommy Welsh there in a close second, and the 32 of Nick Biddy hangs on for a third.
We usually don't see that, but I think it's the wreck that helped that happen.
Yeah, it did. The wreck early kind of kept the problems on the turn 4 from happening, but Nick Biddy was really came out of nowhere, stole third place from Tristan Cotton. So, hey, look at all these guys that have big movers all in the top 10. Check that out. Matt
I love
Layton.
all the new names, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. Matt Layton up 11, Chris Klein up 10, Anthony Williams in 7th up 20, Lucas Lyons up 18 there in 6th, Trey Cawthorn, or Tate Cawthorn, up 28 spots there in 5th, man. And on. So, really good to see the new names. I think we're going to have a pretty awesome season. I don't know what y'all think.
Yep. Is that what you wanted?
I mean, that was cool.
No, it's gonna be great. I can't wait to see what we see next week when we start racing for points right here at Talladega. So this is kind of a, what's gonna happen next week with these guys. It's gonna be fun to watch for sure.
Sure.
Sure. Done with you.
That's fine.
Once these guys get their celebrations and stuff underway, let's talk about the season here upcoming. I mean, we're going to be doing Sunday night. It's going to be every Sunday night. We're going to go live about 8:10 Eastern each Sunday night. It's going to be a different super speedway track every night, including Talladega, Daytona Auto Club, Atlanta, iRacing Super Speedway, Las Vegas, Texas. It's going to be an awesome season. They're going to have a playoff format, too, for the last 6 races. Looking forward to that in NTRL Super Speedway League on Sunday nights.
Yep, that indeed. As we head on down here and get things started off here with our podium chat, and we get to talk to. Let me get the thing clicked up right. We get to talk to tonight's third place finisher, and that's going to be the 32 of Nick Biddy, kind of hounding around up there at the front all the way until the bitter end, and find himself sneaking onto a podium spot here, Nick. And I know no points or anything like that available here tonight, but I'm sure it probably feels pretty good to get an official race in with these guys before the season starts.
Oh, heck yeah, man. That was a fun race. Could have been a little bit more cleaner, but we had a nice little run there at the end, and yeah, real nice race. Hopefully we're going to have a good season.
Well, it's good to see another cool cat from Dawsonville in a Ford out there making things happen. So,
hey, man, if you're from Dawsonville, you have to drive a blue oval, right? I mean,
I think it's a rule down there. I think you get
gotta be
excommunicated from the town or something. They won't let you in the pool hall if you don't. Do you?
That's right. I'm pretty sure George Elliott rolls over in his grave every Sunday when he sees Chase in that Hendrick Chevy.
He might, but talk a little bit about Nick Biddy Designs too, as well. We know you paint cars out there. Tell folks how they can get a hold of you.
Yeah, do a little painting. Mostly my background is mechanical engineering, so it's a lot on the 3D design side. We also starting a little bit of like 3D printing type stuff.
Awesome.
And you can get a hold of me at nbiddy@gmail.com. We don't have any kind of website or anything like that set up yet, but we're just getting started, and it should be a good deal.
Well, speaking of good deals, you really out of turn 4 right there. You just you made a run. You passed Cotton and got into the third place spot there. So great run. Maybe another lap. You could have done some more damage to it. Hey, this was a fun race. Looking forward to next week. What do you think about the start of the season next week? And you have any shout outs?
Hey, I'm fired up about it. I really am. I think it's going to be a good season. The only shout outs I've really got today is, hey, how about the mother of my 3 children up at the house right now, waiting on their dad to come up there and help them, right? But happy Mother's Day to Jesse Biddy and my 2 other teammates that were in here tonight, Joe David and Anthony Williams. Anthony Williams was had a little bit of a push there at the last lap or 2 there, so appreciate those guys, and should be a good year.
And that it should be, and we can't wait for this thing to get all kicked off here coming up here next week, man. Well, congratulations, up 22 spots for the 32 machine. Nick Biddy here tonight, man. Congratulations on the third place finish, and good luck on the upcoming season here, buddy.
I think so, guys. Hopefully we'll talk again.
Yes, sir. That indeed. As we head on up one more spot, and we get to talk to another finisher on this podium, the 9 Mountain Dew machine of Mr. Tommy Welsh. He's up double digits here tonight as well, up 18. And Tom, I know you got wrapped up in some incidents there as well, but you were able to fight on back through it, and you found yourself kind of racing against Winker all by your lonesomes here at the very end.
Yeah, I'm glad that we had that fast repair, because that first big caution, I barrel rolled across the infield or wherever we were. So definitely glad we have that fast repair. But yeah, at the end, I mean, I was just content riding behind them, and then obviously I was going to try to make a move at the end, but everyone wrecked behind us. And with these cars, if you don't have anybody behind you, you're screwed. So I pretty much just held the pedal to the metal and just essentially rode down there to P2.
When you went flipping, I know what wreck you're talking about, just flipping through the air, and that car got completely torn up. And it's kind of hard in a super speedway league when you got one fast repair, but you kind of learn from it, right? You kind of try to stay away from everybody. But that Mountain Dew Camaro was fast out there tonight. We saw y'all get some really great runs, especially utilizing the outside line. This season is not all super speedways. Y'all got a couple that are mixed in there, like Vegas and Texas. How do these cars do there, especially like in a draft? I mean, are you guys going to have to do a little bit of adjustment, or does the Gen 6 car it's like a do everything car?
Yeah, I mean it's a little bit of both. I mean these cars. I mean even at these super speedways, like it's you can't like if you miss that run or if you miss anything, and even if you have it matted, it's so hard to get that draft back and go. And I'm sure at those like you said, we have a few like cookie cutter tracks in there. Those will definitely be interesting because they're like you said, I mean, there's gonna be some drafting at like let's just say like a Michigan per se, right? You got the long straightaways and things like that, but um, yeah, we'll definitely see. But I mean, especially at like you said, at a track like this, you get those big runs, and you either get the big run or you have to hold it just like half throttle perfectly right behind the person. So it's definitely tough.
Well, you made it work tonight. I know this was kind of a practice race. Hopefully, you can make the same magic happen next week. But who'd you like to give some shout outs to?
Yeah, I mean, right now, I mean, I'm not really on a team or anything. I'm just kind of out here driving, you know. But I will say this: like all my friends that watch me race every single week, they watch our broadcast. So shout out to them. Um, they were just like, I was saying, hey, like I'm just be happy with a P10, like it's like you said, it's a practice race. I'm so here trying to drive, and they're like, no, you go for that podium. So here I am talking to you guys, and shout out to them.
Yes, sir, indeed. Well, great run here for that 9 machine, even with all the flipping and tumbling. But good finish here for Mr. Tommy Welsh, man. Congratulations, and can't wait to check you guys out here coming up again in a week at the official start of the season, man. Good luck.
Thank you, and hey, you guys do a great job, and keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks, brother.
And with that, we jump on up to tonight's race winner. And that is going to be the K-Dub 42 machine, Mr. Kevin Winker, racing here himself to a win tonight. And Kevin, we said it during the broadcast and during the race. Normally, coming out of turn 4, the person who's in the front, about 10% of the time they win. Well, congratulations, man. You made that 10% tonight.
Yeah, these cars are pretty tricky to kind of block the runs because you get such a huge run there and it's hard to block. And then I seen them all wrecking, and then it was just me and I think it was a 9 or I don't know who was behind me there, but I knew he was going to make a move because you can't make a move with anybody behind you. So then there was that secondary pack. I thought they were going to catch me, but they never did, and then I just right through. So I'm pretty relieved by that, but I was prepared to throw some blocks if needed be coming off 4.
Well, hashtag Winker Nation was out there supporting you out there in the YouTube chat as always. And that's one of the great things about this online racing community is we get all the community support from not just sponsors like Bruce Muehlberger with Muehlberger Custom Homes on there supporting you, but you got family on there as well. And, y'all are going to have a great season out here. It looks like, if tonight's any indicator, you're on a new team this season. Is that correct? You want to tell us a little bit about that as well?
These guys ran a super speedway last season with the Xfinity cars, and I kind of came on mid-season with Plus EV, and then Paul kind of picked me up, and then I recruited Josh to come on with me this year, and then I got my other buddy Lucas that are another Gen 6 league in. So we got a pretty stacked team. I think this season should be a good season for everybody on it.
Well, good run tonight. I think we'll see you again at least at some point. What do you think next week? Your chances are still good. I would assume so. And who'd you like to give some shout outs to?
Yeah, I think we're going back to Dega, so kind of just hope for the same thing. I mean, being up front, I think here is pretty key, at least for me. I don't like being in the back. I like kind of controlling the race, being up there in the first top 5 at least. You can really kind of control what you want to do. But first, I want to give a shout, obviously, to Bruce Muehlberger, Muehlberger Custom Homes for coming on board, sponsoring me, sponsoring Josh, sponsoring me in all my leagues. So I can't thank him enough. Give a shout out to Sonic Graphic Design for my killer paint. It's a new paint that I brought out this season for this, so hopefully everybody likes it. It's supposed to be an old Kyle Larson paint. So
yeah.
So give a shout out to all my friends and family, Shauna, Brett, Nicole, Justin, Brandon, Dylan. If my mom's watching, happy Mother's Day to her. I don't know if she's watching, but shout out to her. Shout out to everybody in Winker Nation. Can't thank you guys enough. Shout out to Paul Ferdiani for allowing me to run on Plus EV and all the teammates we got there. Joe, Josh, Lucas, I think I'm forgetting somebody, but anyways, thanks to those guys for allowing me to be on their team and work with them. And then Derek for putting this league on. I can't thank him enough for allowing me to race here. And then you guys always for broadcast. Without you, we won't be able to go back and watch it. So we appreciate it.
Yes, sir, indeed. Well, congratulations to the 42 machine, one of the only guys up here inside this top 10 that didn't gain a massive amount of positions. That's just because you were out front pretty much all day long, man. Congratulations. We look forward to the upcoming season here, buddy, and good luck.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
And with that, that brings all the race and action to a close here in tonight's little kind of preseason opener, cursor, whatever have you. And man, it was pretty fun.
Yeah, and I love seeing all the double-digit gains and guys that started in 20-plus position, 36-plus position, finding their way into the top 5. That was really awesome. And as one of the guys on YouTube pointed out, we had one team that had, all 3 members of Dirt Monkey Racing made it into the top 10. So congrats to those guys. So we're going to see a lot of new team names and new driver names in this season coming up here on Sunday night, Super Speedway night for NTRL, and can't wait to dig into this. This is going to be fun.
Oh yeah, totally fun. Had a blast. Talladega is going to be awesome next week, just like it was tonight. So looking forward to it.
And that we are, as we take a look here at tonight's finishing order with the 42 of Kevin Winker winning here tonight. The 9-0 Tommy Welsh up 18, finishing on a solid second place finish. Same thing with the 32 of Nick Biddy up 22 spots, finishing here tonight in third. Your hard charger of the race up 32 spots. The 77 Tristan Cotton having a great run here tonight, finishing in fourth. 28 up 28 spots is the 88 Tate Cawthorn, having a great run to finish up inside that top 5. 25 Lucas Lyons having a great run, up 18 to finish there in 6th. 5 Anthony Williams up 20 to finish here tonight in 7th. Connor Leach, wish he could have a couple of those positions back in the 98 machine from up there in Canada, but he gets a solid top 10, 8th place finishing position. The 51 Chris Klein has a great run to finish here in 9th, with the 72 of Matt Layton rounding out your field's finishing top 10.
Yeah, I've got mine's a little bit different.
Hey,
I got Tom Wilson in 10th, but we'll just keep rolling with it. 11th place, the 20 of Robert Edgerton. Christopher Jordan in the 78 machine. We didn't mention his name much out there tonight, but stayed consistent out there. Finished on the lead lap right there in 12th. A position up from where he started. Paul Ferdiani, the gambler in the 33, got wrecked early, but used his fast repair and was able to get back up to 13th spot. So good job, Paul. The 8 of Dylan Bryant slipped a couple spots. He'll finish in 14th place. 15th is Mac Daddy Mark Collins in the 23. America's driver Albert Anderson in the 329. Started outside row number 1, slipped to 16th. Lucas Lyons in the 25, finishing in 17th, up about 5 or 6 spots. Jed Presley in the 44 machine, finishing in 18th after starting in 10th. Joe David in the 6, finishes in 19th. Rounding out your top 20 tonight, the 89 of Mike Adamson.
005 AJ Evangelista. 21st, 69 Larry Dickerson. He'll be 22nd. 19 Brandon Coleman, 23rd. 3 of Skylar Herod. 24th, number 18 Josh Moore. Ended up 25th. 00 Joe Bennett, 26th. Number 1 Derek Welch, 27th. 38 Justin Logston. That's a new name there, 28th. 31 Scott Milner, 29th. 60 of Jeremy Stanley, 30th. 67 Nathan Stanley, 31st. Chuck Kiger, 32nd. Jeremiah Burke, 33rd. Josh Kelleher, 34th. Tom Barish, a double nickel machine, 35th. And 26 Dave Coburn there in 36th spot. And the 39 of Brian Doty. I don't know if he was race
I
control
don't think
or
he
what.
gridded. Yeah.
Yeah, he did not grid. But that's the end of this one here at Dega.
Yes, sirree, and that is your field here tonight. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching as we all get up and ready for the upcoming season. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell, as we got a whole ton of racing action in store for y'all all season long, and you don't want to miss a single second of it, and you want to get notified anytime that we go live. And if you do enjoy it, please hit that thumbs up button, so that way Mark Zuckerberg can continue to push us out onto people's feeds, and we can continue to grow this fantastic community that we got going on over here. Well, that's going to conclude everything here tonight. We look forward to seeing everybody back here on Tuesday as we go to the HCK Beagles Racing League. They got a great night coming up there. I believe they're going to, Dover, so that's going to be interesting. And it's All-Star Week for the Vigilante Racing League there on Wednesday over at North Wilkesboro, so definitely stay tuned for that one. Until Tuesday, though, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. I'm signing off.
We gone.
See ya.